going through some kind of major decision here in the month of February. But I want to just tell you cards at the end of the deck. Well, actually, I won't show you those yet, but they're very good. Very, very, very good. Okay. So what I see here overall is you are in a position where you're trying to persevere through a situation. Of course, with the Strength card, the Major Arcana are the Strength card as well as the High Priestess. Further out, you are making a decision. There is going to be some kind of a victory or a choice for sure. Definitely not feeling positive about your choice, but your relationship to this period of pondering does perplex you for sure. And I feel like there could be some toxicity around it as well, like really a lot of negative thinking or maybe even discussions. But I feel like there's almost a feeling like you've missed an opportunity or you're in a period of malaise. Things are just not up to your standard or the course of life that you prefer to live. So when I see the Strength card out here, and again, if we're talking about this in terms of a love reading, although it does feel like it's a little more around could be around love, but either way, sort of a mix of things here. But what I see here is that you will have the patience to persevere on, to get through to the other side of things and to grow this. So right now, I feel like there is a certain level of pondering. I feel like you've been facing some obstacles or some setbacks, and it's really been disappointing you, or something that you've done, even if it were in a career sphere, has been disappointing, and you're trying to emphasize a way of living or investing your time in something. So you want to put your time and effort into a project or a goal or something that you feel is going to encourage you in the process. And I feel like those efforts will eventually pay off, not only just because we're looking at, um, you know, cards of momentum and success with the Six of Wands further out, but it's almost like things that'll get you a little bit of notoriety for sure, if you take action on them. So right now, though, again, I feel like, it sort of suggests here that stay focused on the bigger picture, because right now I think that you're looking at all the small things which are holding you back about making the decision. So, it indicates that there's a lot of time, effort, and growth yet to develop here. But that time, effort, and growth will be worth the investment. Alternatively, of course, it could be that you need to be patient and focus on building your inner strength up and be a lot more resilient. But there's also indicators that this is still in around, you continuing to work hard to make a decision about something. So you're going to have to put in the labor and the time, but you're still in a bit of a pause, at least at the beginning of the month of February, probably throughout most of February. But by the end of February, you should be in that space of, I'm going to make a decision, I'm taking action, and I'm just going to get on with things. And everything will unfold in due time. So I don't feel like you're still in that space of setbacks and delays and things that are frustrating you. But if you just allow yourself to be patient, you're going to come to the resolution that your, routines will pay off over time. Um, and again, obstacles with everything, but it's just about what do you value? What do you want most out of your life? Is it growth and expansion? Is it the security of your house? But even if it is the security of your house, you also have to look at the grand scheme of things. Life is always going to be more expensive. Life will always be evolving. Life will continue to increase while the things that you're doing may not. So it's always better yourself in the ways that you know that you can while you still can, because the efforts and the rewards will be worth it in the end, given what I see here. So again, there's still something you need to be a little bit more patient with, a little bit more resilient with, and trust the process is basically everything's, everything is based around, at least for this reading. And again, the other thing too with the Strength card is kind of keeping your ego in check, because the Strength card is still, it is a major arcana. So, I mean, it is where you're sitting right now. So I feel like you are trying to endure some difficulties, and it seems to be around finances. Um, And again, I do feel like you will endure through in the right way because it will turn out in your favor, but you need to kind of overcome your obstacles using that strength for sure at this point and convert, the things that you don't trust about a situation into wisdom so that you can trust the knowledge and, believe in yourself here. Because the Seven of Pentacles is about investing in things that are practical things. Whatever you put your mindset to has to be something that has an outcome in the physical reality for you. And I feel like you're in a strong position because that's what the strength card is, endurance and patience paying off. In terms of a relationship, I mean, it could be just an intense period that's taking place here. But ultimately, you're sort of stepping back from things and quieting your mind, quieting your position so that you can sort of figure things out. I don't feel like you are quite in that space yet until the end of the month. But you are dealing with a difficult situation nonetheless, and it is going to take your perseverance and willpower to get through things to, find the right balance here. So we come to the next card out, which is the High Priestess. And of course, that is the card of intuition. So that's what you're being asked to do, is to follow your intuition. The High Priestess is really the culmination of all queens in the deck. So she has the knowledge of all the resources are available to her, all of the communication skills are available. This is somebody who does, consider everyone else. Like, it's all of the areas. It's the emotional discipline as well, but there's something here that's at play that's still hidden from your sight, and you probably will not see it until further out, because it's going to surprise you, I think, the outcome. But either way, I feel like you don't have the what's the word I'm looking for here? Um, you don't have the full story, I guess, maybe because there's a hidden part of yourself or a hidden part of the situation or hidden knowledge, something along that line that isn't quite revealed. Could be dealing with a Cancer here as well, but it's just asking you to look inward because there is, whether this is you or another person, there's a wise person here that's involved. There is somebody who has the ability to, make the unknown knowable, but also to deal and wrestle with these demons, this devil energy. So you're trying to remain open while you go through this wrestle match with, your bad or negative thinking, whatever emphasis that you feel is overtaking most of the month in February, which from what I see here, that's when you're going to make a decision. So your decision is in around you feeling bound, burdened, restricted, unhealthy, sort of. Can't do anything kind of fears, and I feel like you want to take charge of your life, but there's something that's holding you back here. So there is a sense of a little bit of inertia, or that you're just sick of the same old, because the next card out is a card of apathy. And of course, the Judgment followed that Devil card there, and I'll get to that one as well. But the card of apathy is, with the Four of Cups, is I'm just not doing enough. I'm just not enjoying my life. Fours are about trying to find the balance and still working with your foundation and that stability, but you can't really work with it if you're not seeing what's available to you in the moment that you're trying to make a decision. So I feel like you are going to make a decision because you're through with the monotonous, draining routines. It's feeling like you're deflated in some way, but you're just not happy. You're discontented with the situation overall. So again, this is a period where you're going to come to a realization. There's a bit of a wake up call coming in, because when we get to the Judgment card, like I said, next to the Devil, and then following that, you've got Nine of Cups, you've got happiness. So you're going to follow your heart in this situation, whether this is relationship status or a goal oriented situation, whatever's impacting you and your happiness at this time. That Judgment card tells me you're going to have an epiphany that, you know what, I just can't do this. I can't live my life this way. So I need to make some changes. And that's what you're doing, because you're doing it's a breakthrough. Judgment energy is a breakthrough. And it is all consuming for you because you're really being pulled into some very, heavy energies with that Devil energy. But you have to release the past. Of course, there might be some difficulty as far as communication, but you're at that 10 of Swords here as well. So I really feel like you're getting past it. So you're releasing the past in some way here, and then you're going to go ahead with this fresh start. But it's going to allow for a certain level of freedom for you and the dream to unfold, basically. So I do feel like I said, with that Ten of Swords energy, you're just kind of done with battling the communication on this. I think you are just ready for the new start. You really are done with all of the hardship and the um you felt maybe like this was sort of a forced change in some way, but either way it's a final resolution, dramatic end of a cycle that's really been lackluster, where you just felt like dead wood for a while, that you couldn't move forward. So again, there's a certain level of suffering, um, maybe from others here with that Ten of Swords, but it just felt like you were displeased with the whole of the situation. Winter or spring might be relevant here also, but whatever this is, you're kind of letting go of maybe a little bit of a victim mentality, but overall letting go of the monotony, letting go of the in favor of something that is more passionate with the Nine of Cups, something that's going to allow for you to feel happier going forward. The Nine of Cups, like I said, it ultimately you are going to get wish fulfillment in the way that you were hoping for, because Nine of Cups is all about feeling proud of what you've done. It's the wish card. It is something that is a level of abundance and satisfaction that goes with it. So there's greater fortune around it. And because there's greater fortune around it, there's a new path, but it's an emotionally rewarding path as well. So trust your luck on this, because things will expand. And I feel like you're ready to take action by the end of the month here, because what we are getting into is the Knight of Wands. So again, the Knight of Wands is that energy of usually a little flighty in and out. So you might be taking a few steps towards something and then kind of pulling back and assessing things. But either way, you're ready for a new start. There's a sense of anxiousness around it as well. In fact, Knight of Wands is, like I said, you're willing to pursue what you need to do to figure it out. And you do have a conquering energy, and you do get the first thing. You've conquered the first step here in the month of February. You've conquered the first, maybe that was the decision, or maybe that was influencing someone else. But either way, it's actively searching for a way to overcome the obstacle, and it's kind of an enthusiastic sort of energy. So it's also saying time to take action on something and get going. So life is about to speed up, although again, with the Knight of Wands, it's a bit of an inconsistent sort of movement. So I feel like you're still not fully in the throes of controlling the situation, but you're definitely advancing. You have won some kind of a victory to move it forward here with the Six of Wands. And again, that's still in business or toward a cherished dream, but either way, you've overcome an obstacle of some sort, probably even two, but I'm going to just stay on the side of the one for the moment. But either way, I feel like you are now in a space of feeling like something's going to pay off. You're in better shape now because you feel like you're back in control. And the cards that fell out that just kind of went alongside here was Three of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. Amazing, amazing cards. That tells me that you are after another path that is going to be healing for you. This is also going to be celebratory energy. There's going to be other people in support of you. And there is going to be some kind of a gathering of sorts here as well. Community, otherwise. Actually, I'm going to pull this down because it's probably easier to see this way. But either way, I just feel like with the Star card, there's healing energy around, your money path, and there's definitely a connection. It could be a celebration, but everybody is starting to get on board with what it is that you're doing. So Three of Cups, there's some kind of again, celebration of some sort coming in the month of February, but you're definitely going in the right direction. Knight of Pentacles, it's fortuitous. You know who you are, and you know what things are about, because that's the King of Pentacles is the ultimate. I'm in control of my show now. I know where I'm headed. I've got business savvy, so it could be somebody who's in business, but who's somebody who does things until there's success and accomplishment and completion. So this could represent somebody's CEO, banker, or manager, or somebody who's self-employed. Either way, but it's where you take measurable goals and execute on things. So it's at Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus could also be influencing the read here as well, but it's very practical energy. And again, there's a celebration of some sort coming through, whether this is going out, wining and dining, that kind of thing. But that Star energy also tells me that you are back on track, and it's going to be something that kind of puts you in the bit of a limelight, because the star is, again, they all fell out together, but because the star card is not only just a healing card, it also is an indicator that there is some kind of sudden enlightenment, or you feel like you're back on purpose again, because you're reaching your highest potential and your future looks bright with this card. So there's a lot of talent here, and there's a definite destination, but there's a sense of renewal and healing that comes with this as well. So everything is working out the way it should. There are doors opening that you're going to be taking advancement on. And again, you've got the first taste of the success of that in this month. You're taking action on something that finally moves you ahead, and then you feel like you've got more of a positive outlook going forward, and toward with whatever your plans are. It's fulfilling a promise to yourself and to your path, your life's path. That's what I have for you, Pisces. Keep moving forward, never give up. And that's where we'll leave it, because your cards are amazing.